More fuel on the fire that there's a potential, maybe a divorce or some sort of rockiness going on in the Obamas' relationship. They both posted these mirrored, very choreographed Valentine's Day messages on X, but he was just seen at an LA, the basketball team. What's it called? I can't remember the name. The Clippers, thank you. Game without her.
So there's some more information coming on. I know we talked about this in the past. Michelle Obama and Barack Obama are allegedly, potentially going through a divorce. And this might be a soft launch here. Megyn Kelly is going to be breaking it down. And it's very interesting to hear what's going on behind the scenes a little bit and what has been promoted to the public and just making us believe that there's something amiss. And I think it's very fascinating since America's favorite president and first lady might be on the outs. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to RTN News because it ensures to YouTube that you're enjoying these videos, and in turn they will continually show up in your feed and let's push it out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
More fuel on the fire that there's a potential, maybe a divorce or some sort of rockiness going on in the Obamas' relationship. They both posted these mirrored, very choreographed Valentine's Day messages on X, but he was just seen at an LA, the basketball team. What's it called? I can't remember the name. The Clippers, thank you. Game without her. And the LA Clippers. And then with Steve Ballmer, who's the owner, he's been on this show.
This is unrelated, but why are his legs looking like that? Why do his legs look like that? The woman next to him has a more masculine pose to him. Continuing.
And then on Tuesday, he was spotted eating out at a fancy dinner in Sherman Oaks with both daughters, Malia and Sasha, but again, no Michelle, according to TMZ. So
I think they seem to be soft launching their divorce. I mean, if it were the opposite and all of these rumors are flying, wouldn't they make a concerted effort to be seen together or just absolutely issue a statement and saying there's no truth to these rumors? I kind of think maybe they're not even sure, or maybe one wants it more than the other. You know?
She didn't go to the inauguration.
She did not go to the inauguration. She never gave a really credible, solid reason why she wasn't at Jimmy Carter's funeral. That to me is the
previous engagement.
Previous engagement.
What?
Now, let's say, I'm trying to think how a publicist would spin it or a crisis manager. Let's say she had had some plastic surgery and Jimmy Carter happened to die during her recovery. Could you not say health reasons?
Yeah.
And leave it at that. And most people will respect that. They're not going to go near it. But she didn't even say that, which made it seem a very petty, vengeful move on her part.
Well, when I first saw that he was seen at a basketball game without her, I'm like, well, that's no big deal. Doug would go to a basketball game without me all the time. I would say, go without me. But then when I heard, then he went on to meet with their daughters.
Right.
Like you know how it is. Like every parent who's got girls who are in college is like dying to spend time with their daughters. And so this is an opportunity to see both of them. And she's not there. So I don't know why, but this just keeps happening. And that Valentine's Day message was so ridiculously, and like I said, choreographed.
Before she reads it off, put aside the fact that these two women look like high school girls gossiping, there are some valid claims here. Why did she not go to the inauguration? I mean, it could be in protest to Trump, maybe, but this makes her not look like the classy woman that everyone thinks she is. I know people with Michelle, but she didn't go to Jimmy Carter's funeral as well. It's kind of disrespectful. Prior engagement, as they were saying, that is not a really good excuse, right? You were the former first lady. Barack and also Barack and Trump were having a blast at that. And I'm sure they weren't happy about the fact that they were at a funeral of someone, but they were chopping it up and laughing and having a grand old time. It's crazy because Trump's a dictator, but wow, they had a great time together still. But yeah, those are valid reasons to be like, what's going on? And with everyone saying that there's rumors of them being divorced, why would you not make a concerted effort to make sure that everyone knows that you're fine? But they're not doing that. So it is interesting.
This is what they wrote. This is the last public acknowledgement of each other. She wrote, if there's one person I can always count on, it's you, at Barack Obama. You're my rock. Always have been, always will be. Happy Valentine's Day, honey. And then he wrote, 32 years together and you still take my breath away. Happy Valentine's Day at Michelle Obama. It just doesn't feel organic at all.
It reads
same photo.
That engagement is crazy. 159 million views to all their fans, and they lying. They ain't together no more. Look at them. They look pissed off.
They both posted the exact same photo. So clearly staffers put all of this together.
Okay. And also, can we ask the lawyer in you to parse these statements? Because, okay, let's take Barack, for example. You still take my breath away. How?
Right.
With your anger? With your complete inability to just get with the program and show up?
At the inauguration, so I have to walk in like a lonely soldier?
Exactly. And then tell people you're mad because I was laughing with Donald Trump?
Right.
Maybe you're taking my breath away for that reason.
Interesting. So these are truthful statements, but you have to look beyond what you're actually seeing. I like that. If there's one person I can always count on, it's you.
Count on for what?
You're my rock. Always have been, always will be. In what way? Like the person who weighs you down?
Right. Are you weighing me down in the ocean? Are you the immovable rock around all that we all have to move around? Like your ambition is the immovable rock and we are the waves crashing against it. Maybe it's that.
No, that is funny though. That's what take my breath away with your anger is crazy. And then the rock. Yeah, that's good. That was some witty off the top of their head stuff. But it's none of this was hearsay. Like that's a really the cute thing people say. You're my rock. You take my breath away. Those are like very generic things that have been said throughout time in relationships. So they're kind of dragging it there, but it's funny because if it did have a double meaning because they are divorcing and they're just doing that because to save face because of all the rumors, those would be really good ways to manipulate the masses into thinking that they're fine, and that's funny. But I'm going to show you a clip from the newly released Michelle Obama podcast with her brother, who I'm not trying to be that guy, but he literally is the most feminine looking man I've ever seen. She doesn't I've never heard of her having a brother until they were releasing this podcast, and obviously everyone has feelings on Michelle as well and what she looks like. But we're going to play this clip because if they aren't doing well, this clip makes you kind of be like, oh, you're throwing a little shade at your hubby. So let's check it out.
Every year we'd have the turkey pardoning. And that was the one thing that the girls would do at Barack, was to go stand next to him when he pardoned this turkey.
Yes.
And it was cute when they were little, but as they got older, you could see on their faces in the shots of them thinking, I would just poke my eyes out. Just right now, just get me out of here. I'm standing with my father telling these stupid jokes, next to a turkey. So by the time we got to the last year, the last turkey pardoning, they were done. They were just like, I'm out. I'm not going. So in subs, Austin and Aaron, how old were they at the time?
Oh, shoot. 6 and 4,
Perfect
maybe?
Turkey pardoning age. They were like, call me up. I'm in, coach. I'm ready. I'm ready to stand next to Uncle Barack. And they loved his stupid jokes. They loved
his jokes.
He felt like a new man. He's like, I got
amazed.
a new crew in. They were fascinated. While their daughters were like, you are sad, Dad.
Maybe it's his mannerisms, and maybe it doesn't look like one. I'm dragging it. I think maybe the whole conspiracy of Michelle Obama and everything is getting to my head. Because I'm like, what's going on here? But no, that if they are not together, if they're separating, this podcast launch, you'd think she started a podcast with him, right? They're like America's couple. You think they do it together? It is interesting that she chose to do it with her brother. I mean, it's her family, so it's nothing crazy about it, but it is interesting. I would assume that Barack would be the guy she would want to co-host with and make America love them even more and make even way more money. I mean, I don't know, even more money than they're making because all politicians are corrupt and getting money somehow, and it's probably us that are paying them. That is alleged. Of course, I have no information to prove that to be true. But yeah, anyways, let me know what you guys think about this, because this is interesting if they are separating and they're just a soft launch of everything, the podcast and all this, her not showing up places. It'd be interesting. So, and we need to get to the bottom of this. And I want to know what your theories are. So comment those down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.